Hello, hello, everyone. We are back. We are back on Lord of the Rings Online. However, we are going to be discussing Rings of Power Episode 3. I don't know where do I really care about where I put these points? Sure, let's just stick them there because I don't know where else to put these. Yeah, we're gonna be discussing Rings of Power Episode 3. As we continue this journey of deciding, is Rings of Power good or not? As well, I don't know. If I'm being honest, it's not that great right now. Hopefully it gets better, but I don't know. I'm not too optimistic right now. Galadriel is just getting worse as a character, in my opinion. There's still nothing happening at all. Anytime like we get the potential of learning something new or the story progresses even slightly, we immediately cut to just a scene that does no benefit to the story whatsoever. So that's just a pain, and it's no fun. It's no fun at all, honestly. Let's see what happened. So I guess it starts off with we get to see our elf bro Arondir after he was captured back in episode 1, because we never saw him in episode 2. So after he was captured in the tunnels in episode 1, he finds himself in an orc camp. I mean, the tunnels were made by orcs, obviously, and he's taken to like a slave pit. They tie him up to some chains, and he's got the orcs are building tunnels and are using the people of the town and of all the towns and the elves. He runs into his elf friends again. They're using them to build the tunnels. And the orcs keep talking about this Adar guy. Who is this Adar? We don't know. Because then it immediately cuts. We immediately go back to Galadriel. As Galadriel and Halbrand, as they're picked up by Elendil, and they're getting taken to Numenor. Oh my god, what the heck was that nonsense? Hold on, what the? Sure, okay, Mr. Easterling guy just smacks me for all of my health. Essentially, he just hit me for 20k like it was nothing. Just hit me with a heavy strike for 20k. What the heck was that kind of damage? Anyways, yeah, Galadriel and Halbrand get to Numenor, and they just have this really awkward scene with like the Queen Regent there, because she's not actually queen. She's like, yeah, Queen Regent. So she's, I guess, kind of like she's acting queen. Kind of like how Denethor was like Steward of Gondor kind of thing. It's kind of the same idea. Just this really awkward scene. You'd think that someone as knowledgeable, as wise, as powerful as someone like Galadriel, they would have a sense, or you'd have like a sense of communicating with someone, or like diplomacy, like just especially for living for thousands of years. You'd think, okay, she's gonna try to negotiate going to Middle Earth with some soldiers to go, you know, hunt down Sauron. Like, try to negotiate a friendship of some kind. You know, maybe because she needs help with tracking him down and everything. No, she immediately does this show Galadriel's thing and start making demands. It's like, give me a boat or else. Like, she's actually threatening these people who already hate her, by the way. Like, no, we still don't really even know why, but she has to like hide that she's an elf, and then she reveals that she's an elf so that she can talk to them, and they're like, oh my god, it's an elf. It's this girl. We hate her because she's an elf. Why? Who knows? But they hate her guts for some reason. And then she goes on then Galadriel is making threats. It's like, I'm the queen of the Gold Wood, the commander of the North Guard, and all of her fancy titles that they give her. If you don't do what I say, there will be blood. The land that you live on, the elves gave to you, so the least you could do is give us your shitty boats. Clearly they mean nothing to you anyways, so like they're just, you know, they're just shitty boats. You can part with a couple of them. Like, she's just insulting them and like everything that they stood for, and I'm so confused why. Like, I don't understand. And then of course the queen in response is like pissed off and like appalled by what's just being said, and then she yells back, and they're just like, this whole scene is just an argument. And then conveniently enough, the one man who has some sense, knows how to talk to people, is able to calm everyone down, is none other than Halbrand. Which, by the way, I still think is Sauron, but we'll get to that in a second. He's like, you know what, how about we calm down? Let's stay here for a few days, and then we'll stay here for a few days and we'll think about it. You know, let's just think about things. Sure enough, Galadriel immediately takes it as like an insult of like, I will not be a prisoner here. How dare you keep me locked up? You can't keep me here, and all this other nonsense. And yeah, it was kind of insane once again. But anyways, she finally agrees to staying in Numenor for a little bit because Halbrand said so. I don't know, it's just a completely nonsensical scene. Like, I don't understand. I really don't. You're Galadriel. You've lived for thousands of years. You've dealt with humans before. You're looking to become queen of your people, and your immediate response is making insults and demands against these people who supposedly hate you. Like, I don't understand. I have no understanding whatsoever of why this is what she's doing. And like, that's all Galadriel does too, is she's just constantly angry, constantly pissed off, constantly making demands, and it's getting annoying. Like, I want her to do something else, and I don't think it's the actress's fault at all. Maybe it is. Maybe it's her choices, but I don't know if it's the writing, if it's the directing, or if it's the acting, or maybe it's a little bit of all of it, because my god, like, just give me something else to to judge you off of. Give me different emotion instead of just angry. Although, actually, what's, you know what, funny enough, actually, she is finally happy, and she's very happy in the weirdest way possible. But, like, eventually, you know, Elendil's supposed to look after Galadriel to make sure she doesn't get into trouble, which is fair, because who wouldn't after the way she just acted? And Elendil offers to take her to, like, the Hall of Lore, essentially, so she can learn about, maybe she can find some knowledge about Sauron, which is totally fair. So they ride horses, and for whatever reason, she really likes horses, like, a lot, to the point of, while she's riding this horse, she has this most ridiculous, sized grin on her face. Like, it's the happiest she's ever been in her life. It's really weird, but kind of funny. Hello, Game Jedi. Hello, hello. How you doing today? Feeling any better, or are you still sane? Yeah, she just has this, like, ridiculous grin on her face, the happiest that she's ever been. And I just thought it was funny that the first time she's ever smiled on the show is when she's riding a horse, of all things. I'm about the same. Feel sick when I eat. Ooh, that sucks. I'm sorry. That's no fun. Did you watch the most recent episode of Rings of Power? Because that is what we're discussing right now. So if you want to avoid spoilers, I don't know. Mute me, I guess. I don't know. But we are going to be discussing... Oh, yes. Or that scene when she... Okay, so you have watched it. That scene where she's... It looks like she's on Baywatch on the horse. That's exactly it. That's the best way to describe it. It's so weird, and I don't understand why that was... Literally, the first time she's ever smiled in this show is while riding a horse. I don't get it. Yes, and they made the horse look sexy, and I'm like, what? Why are we sexualizing the horse? The horse is just a horse. I don't get it. And now she's, like, overly excited that she's riding the horse. It was weird. Super weird. I don't understand it. But yeah, aside from that, Galadriel's just constantly angry all the time, so I don't know. Those are her two emotions. Super angry and threatening and demanding, and then happy. Only if she's riding a horse, though. And then there's this really pointless... Oh, wait. Oh, no. So I still think Halbrand is Sauron. Mostly because of the scene where he's talking to the blacksmith. And he wants to make things. Well, fun fact, Sauron makes things. Sauron likes making things. He is a crafter. I mean, he's you know, a liar and everything too, and he deceives people. But like, Sauron wants to craft things, and he keeps like looking at this blacksmith. Wants to be recruited. Is like, I'll do whatever it takes. Just let me craft things. I don't care what it is. So that was kind of like another hint to me that he's actually Sauron. And then the next one was later on where he goes to like a tavern or a bar, and he's just, you know, minding his own business, but, you know, being like an outsider or a visitor, I guess, to Numenor. People are like, what do I call you? And his response was, I go by many names, or like, it depends on how close you are with me or something like that. And I'm just like, that is the most Sauron thing to say ever about what your name is. Because, like, yeah, Sauron goes by many names, and depending on who you are, you would call him something different. So I don't know, that was just another hint to me that, I I still think he's Sauron. Interesting to see Isildur. Yeah, I thought some of the scenes he was in was kind of pointless. Pointless as in, like, they just, if you remove them out of the episode, the plot of the episode wouldn't have changed. But regardless, it was cool to see him and his dad. He doesn't actually have a sister, I don't think. I'm trying to remember in the lore, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a sister, but whatever, he has a sister now. That's cool, I guess. Why not? Yeah, it was cool to see him and his dad, for sure. Why else do I think Halbrand's Sauron? Oh, because he just we get like our first super brutal fight scene in the show, and it's Halbrand like murdering people in the streets. I mean, I know they say that he didn't actually commit murder, but like, you smashed a dude's face into a cement wall. I'm pretty sure that dude's dead. And then he broke a dude's arm, like essentially like snapped it in half. Like, what the heck? That was insane. So I don't know. I just something. He had like this burst of like rage. And I don't know. It kind of, not saying that makes him Sauron, but it doesn't help. Like, it doesn't help that, or doesn't counter him like against him not being Sauron kind of thing. Like he's just murdering people, so Sauron would do that. And then they throw him in jail, and which I thought was really funny because in the actual books, Sauron was thrown in jail on Numenor. By the way, for those that didn't know, in the book, Sauron goes to Numenor to like kind of infiltrate men, learn about them, maybe try to do a little bit of corrupting, influencing, all that fun stuff. And eventually he does, but some of the humans catch him for being evil, and like committing some crimes or murdering people or sacrificing or something like that. So they throw Sauron in jail. So I don't know. I just thought that was very telling of, here's another thing that makes him like Sauron, but he might not actually be Sauron. We don't know. I know he had like this, I watched it a couple times. There was this whole scene with him like kind of giving his backstory to Galadriel about who he is, where he came from. But after watching it a couple times, first off, he says, well, that doesn't have to be me. What you're I just took I could have taken this emblem or token or whatever, or medallion off of a dead body. Like, who you think I am, it might not actually be the case, because I could have gotten this anywhere. I found it off of a dead body. So he starts off with that, which to me tells me that this whole story that he's about to tell is kind of made up, that he might just be talking about the dead person. But they're trying to twist the scene a bit to make you think that he's actually this like heir to a lost kingdom that worked for Morgoth kind of thing. But again, it was a lot of like Galadriel implying all of these things at him. To me, after rewatching it a few times, it just seemed like she was so excited that she found evidence of Sauron. So she started like, she started just believing that Halbrand was part of this civilization that she just learned about, essentially. But he never said yes or no to it. He kind of just went along with it, kind of. I don't know. That was the impression I got. Which I thought was interesting because, funny enough, the one thing that Gil-galad said to Galadriel back in episode 1, or actually, it wasn't even to Galadriel. I think it was to Elrond, where he says something like, it was like Sauron will only return if you go looking for him. Like, essentially, by looking for him, you breathe life into him, and that's what's gonna keep evil alive forever. So because she's finding all these things, and she's trying to put the pieces together, and she believes that Halbrand is this king and of these people and all this stuff. It kind of makes me think of that line of like, yeah, you searching for evil is actually making it come out more, kind of thing, which just makes me think more of Halbrand is Sauron. I don't know, because the dude at the end, I know there's some people that are out there that are thinking like the dude at the end is Sauron. And at first I thought too, just at first glance, based on how he looked and the whole like shot of like he's got like a gauntlet on his arm and everything. But after watching it and thinking about it like more, if it was Sauron, let's say the dude at the end is Sauron. If that's Sauron, then oh, I need one more warg. Then every elf in that slave pit, we'll call it, has to die. Sauron isn't going, in my opinion, Sauron isn't going to reveal his elf disguise or reveal himself as a bad guy in front of a whole bunch of orcs, and then like let these elves live. Like, he has to kill these elves down, because if the elves ever escape or he lets them go for whatever reason, the first thing they're gonna do is, hey, Gil-galad, there's a dude that's acting like Sauron down in the south. It's an elf that's working with orcs. So now Sauron's disguise is like totally is ruined. It's totally ruined. He no longer has the disguise anymore. So that's why I don't think it's Sauron. Otherwise, if it is, the elves have to die. But I don't think it's Sauron. Also because his name,
well,
Adar,
before I can return,
which was also the title of the episode. They kind of talk about it in the episode itself. But Adar is Elvish for like father or firstborn. So I'm kind of getting the impression that he's actually supposed to be like the father of orcs, or the firstborn orc, or the first child of orc, or something like that. So I feel like he's actually gonna be an orc dude that is more closer to an elf. Like, he's gonna look like an elf. He more than other orcs, because orcs obviously the first orcs were kind of like mutated elves. So this orc is gonna look more elf than an orc would, but is still gonna look like an orc. He'll be like more like a mutated elf rather than a mutated orc, I guess, if that makes sense. That's what I think, which is why I also don't think he's Sauron, and I'm still convinced that Halbrand's Sauron after watching the episode a couple times. Harfoots are savages. Harfoots are absolute savages. And I don't understand why. Like, they're just... They talk about this whole thing of like, you know, never go out alone, no one gets left behind, you know, we're all in this together kind of thing. But man, if you're injured or if you're sick, they're gonna leave your ass behind. You're done. We can't carry you around. We can't carry your cart. You are on your own. Sucks to be you. We will write your name in a book and remember you. And talk about how we're waiting for you. Even though we didn't wait for you, we left you behind because you were injured and we can't help. I just thought that was the most savage thing I've heard. I didn't know that the Harfoots could be like that. So it sucks to be a Harfoot. Or yeah, it sucks to be an early life hobbit. Because man, that's rough. That poor family. Like the dad that was like help setting up camp or whatever, he breaks his foot and then now is being left for dead essentially with his family because his family can't carry the cart on their own and no one's gonna help them. Like, it's so weird to me. They are definitely interesting creatures, that's for sure. I was convinced that Meteor Man or Space Man, who I still think is Gandalf, was gonna burn down. Was just gonna burn down the entire camp. When he went over to the fire, is looking at his map and his map catches on fire. I thought he was gonna run around and accidentally burn down the entire village. Like, oh my god, early Gandalf just burned all the hobbits. What the heck? But no, that didn't happen. So that's good, I guess. Maybe he should. Maybe he should. These hobbits are crazy. They're savage. Maybe he should just burn down their camp so that the hobbits get more perspective on life. More working together in unity. But yeah, that was interesting. Oh, I really liked the orcs. If there's anything I liked about the episode, it was the orcs. Might be hard to mess up orcs, but I'm glad that they got the orcs right. I was worried that they weren't gonna nail that orc personality that Peter Jackson got so well. But no, they did. They're like goofy, over the top, threatening orcs that just, I don't know, they just want stuff done and you do it their way. They don't use logic, but that's okay. They want that tree chopped down. I like that the elf captain or whatever in there was like, we could dig around the tree. That would be much faster. Like actually using diplomacy skills to reason with the orcs. Now that's where he went wrong. You can't reason with orcs. Orcs want the tree gone, so you have to get rid of the tree. But I like that he used more diplomacy in a situation where he's a slave, as opposed to Galadriel like having this, I don't know, this comes in threatening everybody when that's the one moment to use diplomacy, if anything. Bro, it's the only tree left, let it die. I mean, also fair. But yeah, I just like that he used diplomacy, tried to reason with the orcs. Orcs are like, nah, it's gotta go. Sorry, cut it down. And then orcs being orcs, they're like, oh, I like you. You have power, you have strength. I reward you for that. But of course it's a trap. And they end up killing an elf for it. But you know, don't worry, the elf captain and Arondir get water for it. And that's why I like the orcs. I don't know, they're just, you almost know what they're going to do without ever knowing what they're going to do or how they're going to act. The warg was cool. I actually did like seeing the warg, the little baby warg. I'm pretty sure it's a baby warg because most wargs are like as big as a horse, and that warg was not as big as a horse. That was a baby warg. You know what the warg reminded me of actually was what's his name? Hold on. The crazy hyena from Lion King. Ed? Is it Ed? Yeah, it's either Ed or Bonsai. But yeah, I just think it was, that's kind of what the warg reminded me of. He, like, got close up to the camera and is, like, he had, like, these big eyes and, like, this kind of, like, goofy face. It's like, oh my god, it's the hyena from Lion King. And it was a little baby warg. I don't know, I thought that was fun. I liked him. And then, yeah, they had to cut down the tree. Poor the last tree. They fought so hard to defend the tree, but no, it's gotta go.
Now lead the way to the gate in Aramis. I will be right behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess overall, like, I still didn't see the orcs in Africa. Okay, hold on. I saw them. I'll see it here. I'm gonna pull them up. I know you're in raid, so you're not gonna. Or are you actually? You're sick and dying. Are you raiding? Hold on. I saw them, and I'm going to pull it out for you. They're hard to see, so I'll give you that.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this so I don't get copyrighted or anything. We're gonna pause it. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now if I do... If I do this... Nope, that doesn't do it. Hold on. I remember there was a way I did this. I just can't remember how I did it. Oh wait, I think I did this. No, that wasn't it. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, orcs right here. They're currently in the... I don't think you can see my mouse. Yeah, they're right there. These are the orcs that shot him. Bullshit. Cause yeah, if we hit play, he turns around and he has an arrow in him. That's some bushes. Yeah, see any cheers? Yeah, I got him, guys. I did it. I shot the elf. Fuck you, Amazon. That's a fucking push. Yeah. So there we go. That's the... Right here. While we're here, let's just look at this face. Where is it? Like let's just take a moment to admire this scene here. Like this nice slow motion horse running. It's a very majestic horse. I do think you're right, Evie, with it being kind of a thing about with Arwen, but just like look at that face. Why is she smiling like that? I don't understand. It's like the only time in the entire show she smiles. And it's so weird. It makes me uncomfortable looking at her face. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I never will. So if I put this here, yeah, there we go. Here, I'll just do that. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. That's just a weird face to me. Trying to think on if there's... Oh, I thought... I still don't understand, like, even the purpose of Isildur's sister. I felt like she was kind of pointless. And, like, they had this whole scene of, like, her getting accepted into essentially college. Like, she's gonna become an architect. And I don't know why that's important for us to know. Unless they end up doing something with it. Because, of course, Tolkien was, for when writing his books, was super famous for spending pages and pages on pages of a tree, essentially. And you're like, why is this important? I don't care about this tree. This tree can't be that important. Can we please just move on with the story? And then 2 books later, all of a sudden the tree's the most important tree in the entire world. So, I don't know, maybe they're gonna do something with Isildur's sister, like the whole scene of her essentially getting accepted into college, is gonna mean something and she's gonna make something really cool as an architect. I don't know.
Melathont has not yet returned. We cannot wait long.
So we'll see if that turns into anything. Hobbits are savages. Galadriel's really annoying and is only getting worse in my opinion. Orcs are cool. Elves or Arendir's in trouble. I don't oh, I'm pretty sure I'm seeing a lot of people just in comments and internet whatever asking why the sword that the queen gave Elendil was so important. I'm pretty sure that sword is the sword that cuts off Sauron's hand. I looked it up last night, and just to confirm, because I thought that for whatever reason, I thought the elves made the sword. Specifically, I thought Elrond helped make it, or like oversaw it being made. But no, actually, the sword that cuts off Sauron's hand was originally made by the dwarves like thousands of years ago, like way back in the early of the First Age. And then the dwarves made it, and like a lot of the things that the dwarves make, they go missing somehow randomly, and then they end up in the hands of someone else. Eventually the sword ends up in Numenor, and then the sword is given to Elendil. So I'm pretty sure the sword that we just saw in that one scene is supposed to be the sword that cuts off Sauron's hand. That's what I would guess. Otherwise, they spent like 30 seconds on this sword for no reason, which I still don't like. That's the only thing that I could come up with, because I thought it was really weird that they like and really emphasized this sword, especially when it was timed awkwardly with like the queen giving Elendil this command of like keeping track of Galadriel and keeping her in line, making sure she doesn't get into trouble, and then hands him this sword as if she's like, now go kill her, or like use this if you have to, kind of thing. I don't know, it was really weird, but that's why I think it has more to do with that's the sword that cuts off Sauron's hand, I think. Uh-oh. Full on lag mode. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna... Oh! Okay, there we go. We're good.
What can you tell me of the situation in Talathano? Minas Tirith will soon be encircled by our enemies.
I'm trying to
Time
think
is
on if
short.
there's anything else that I felt like was important to mention or talk about. I don't think so. I don't know. What did everyone else think about it? Are you guys liking it? Are you okay with it? Are you hating it? Are you confused about it? What is everyone else's thoughts? Because I'm kind of meh about it right now. And I'm confused about a lot of things. But I'm only one person. Maybe there's a majority out there that are actually that are enjoying it more than I am. Because I'm at the point of, usually what happens is I'll give a show maybe, I don't know, 3-4 episodes, and if I'm not really enjoying it at that point, I start to consider it almost like a waste of time, as it's either taking too long to get anywhere or I'm just overall bored. So what I'll do is I'll either just stop watching it altogether, or I'll wait till the entire season comes out and watch it all at once, kind of
calling
thing.
themselves the Withered Tree for its acts of cruelty in the city.
So that's kind of where I'm at with... I'm not going to do it with Rings of Power, and I feel like the only reason why I'm not doing that is because it's Lord of the Rings, and I just have this passion for it. But that's kind of like... It's kind of where I'm at with Rings of Power, of... It's not fully grasping me right now. I need something more to happen. So I'm really hoping this next episode next week on Friday, like, it's a massive game changer and we really progress the story hard, because after next week, we're halfway through the first season, because there's only 8 episodes. So, like, they really have to step things up here. And I don't know, I'm really scared that next season we're gonna, or not next season, next episode, we're gonna get, we're gonna drop the Arendir story, so we're not even gonna find out who this Adar person actually is, and instead, we're gonna replace that with the dwarf story, because we still have, Elrond still hasn't even completed his task of essentially getting a workforce for Celebrimbor. So that has to happen next episode, I would think. And then maybe we'll find out about the Queen's dad, because they left her on a cliffhanger as well, being like, the elf is finally here, just like you always said she would, or something like that, to, I mean, I'm assuming her dad, but we don't actually know. I mean, well, I guess she says dad in it, so I would assume it's her dad. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe she's talking to herself or something. So, I don't know, I feel like that needs to happen next episode. I don't really know what they're gonna do with the Hobbits next episode. Aside from, I don't know, Gandalf helped the Brandyfoot family carry their cart, so I don't know, is that gonna make the Hobbits pissed off? Or is that going to essentially teach them a lesson in, like, friendship and compassion? I don't know. Like, oh, we can help each other? Maybe we should do that instead of leaving each other to die. I don't know. I want something to happen. I want something to happen. So I'm getting bored with it. Yeah, what do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Curious. What is... Okay, what are we... Oh, this is... Oh, no, this is... Yeah. I think we're approaching the point now here in game where we're almost at the crazy battle for Minas Tirith. We're almost there, I think. We're almost there. I'm enjoying it, even though I'm confused at times. Yeah, that's fair. That's good. As long as you're enjoying it, that's what matters.
Garrison, listening to these
What are you
whispers.
finding the most confusing? I'm just curious. Like, I'm most confused about why the heck the elves and men hate each other so much, but... what are you most confused about?
Tales of your adventures may help inspire my men.
Find the group of unhappy... Oh, they're all the way at the other end. Okay. All the way at the other end. Oh my god, I hate these horses. There we go. The confusion comes from everyone keeping everyone straight. I agree. Yeah, I want to know what. Yeah, it's so weird to me. I don't know why they've made that choice. Like, they could, there's so much lore around Numenor, and a lot that's also like kind of unwritten or unspoken, that they could almost spend, like, you could almost make like an entire series off of Numenor if you really wanted to. But yeah, like the men of Numenor worked with the elves fighting Morgoth. So I don't understand where all this hate came from instantly. Especially, like, I mean, like Galadriel said, like, the elves essentially
How can we hope
kind
to have
of
victory?
gave them, gave them Numenor?
Can it be? Can we find such courage as this?
So yeah, like, they were friends all the time. I think I'm gonna try to go sleep. I'm not feeling well at the moment. That's fair. Yeah, get better. I hope you get better soon. I do hope you get better soon. Been sick for a while. Not good. Not fun. Get some sleep. Get some rest. Heal up. It was fun being able to participate in chat this week. Well, good. At least that happened. I'm glad that worked out for you, at least. You weren't totally bored and miserable. But yeah, like, the elves and men, like, they worked together. They traded. They fought with each other. They gifted each other things, and now all of a sudden they hate each other. And I'm almost wondering if they're trying to play with this whole, because I guess they're like, because Elendil's like elf lover, or lover of elves or something like that. So maybe they're playing with this, because Numenor is split into two different factions, so to speak. Like there's the good ones and the bad ones. The bad ones are later called the Black Numenorians, but that doesn't come really until Sauron. Yeah, so like there's the good and the bad ones. So maybe that's what they're trying to play with, is like the bad ones instantly hate on elves and the good ones don't. And maybe right now the majority are like bad Numenorians?
I fear this will get worse.
But from a lore perspective, that's the only thing I could come up with that made sense. Otherwise, Amazon is just trying to like artificially create elf hate for whatever reason. Like the elf, or the hate that the elves got in the Southlands, I could understand more, mainly just from the perspective of they worked specifically with Morgoth like thousands of years ago or whatever. So now the elves are there to keep a watch on them.
Gondor needs your aid.
We need to go to the Master's Tier. Elves are keeping a watch over them, and that's why they're kind of pissed off. Like, we're not bad anymore. Just leave us alone, which that I can understand. But the Numenorian hate, I don't know, I'm a little confused about. But I guess we'll see where it goes. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, now as I think about it, I don't think anything, once again, I don't think anything's going to happen next episode. Or maybe a little bit. I think what's going to happen now is, we're definitely going to see Elrond again and the dwarves. Which is going to replace the Arendir story, I feel like. I mean, it's really annoying, but I have a feeling that they're not going to show who this Adar guy is until, like, episode 5, essentially. But I think what else we're going to see is Theo and Bronwyn, the mother and her kid, and the kid with the dagger. Which is, I think that's what the orcs are looking for, actually. The orcs mentioned that they were, like, looking for something.
Has a plan to assess the city's food stocks.
Or, like, a weapon of some kind. I think that's what they're trying to dig for. I think they're trying to find the hilt of the sword.
The deadliest
and
enemy during a long
I don't know,
siege.
maybe they know how to use it and they'll use it
These
to like
inventories will help us ration
summon
food during the
Sauron
siege.
or like summon a Nazgul, or we'll get something, or like a sorcerer or something like that. I don't know. So I think I think we'll see that. Maybe that leads into the Arendir story. So I guess that'll be okay. And then I mean, yeah, we might get the hobbits, but I don't know for sure. I would hope that we get more. I mean, I hope that we get a progression in Galadriel's story, even though I don't really care about Galadriel's story. She's the least interesting part of this whole series right now, which is kind of sad to say, but it's kind of true. So I think that's what we're gonna get. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, and they don't even let me jump off this. Damn it. I gotta go back. I just don't know where the show's going. Like, I don't know, I'm worried that we're not going to get anything that actually happens in season 1. Like, are we even going to get a fight? Like, this next episode really picks up in pace. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. We're still on Numenor. Elrond hasn't We still haven't even met the weird Sauron worshipper nuns that all look like Eminem. Like, we still haven't seen them yet. So is that the next episode? I don't know. There's just been no conflict. I think this is the first episode that we actually got some conflict. It wasn't a lot of conflict, but I guess it was still something. Oh, here we go.
You are welcome to enter the stores, but remove nothing.
But
You are
remove
welcome
nothing.
to enter the stores, but remove nothing.
I'll be the judge of that. Is there supposed to be something loading? I'm hearing something click. Feels like something's supposed to load here. Maybe was there stairs? It's at the stairs. Nothing. Okay. Anything over here? Nope. Oh my god. It's super laggy right here. Okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I just do a relock. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of the end of the review here. Hope it gets better. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Comments. We got the Discord as well. Yeah. I think we will end it here though, as yeah, that's the end of the review. So next week, Tuesday, don't know what's happening yet. Or do I know what's happening yet? What the heck did we do last Tuesday? Why can't I remember what we did last Tuesday? Oh, we did Aliens Fireteam's Elite. Right, we're going to do more Aliens on Tuesday. That's what's happening. We're doing more Aliens on Tuesday. We might do the new game modes or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will probably be more DBD. And then next Saturday we'll review episode 4. Coming up, I don't have an exact date yet, but coming up here pretty quick, at some point here in the near future, we will be doing another buddy day or friend stream, but it will be on Lotro, Lord of the Rings Online specifically. There is a friend of mine who is a longtime friend of mine who will be playing the game with us, and we're gonna have some crazy adventures, and we have a couple of stuff that we're discussing and things planned, but that's to be determined. Don't know when it's all gonna happen yet. We're still in the talks, but it should be pretty quick here. And there's gonna be some fun stuff coming out in October that we're gonna try out. Still a little whiles away, but yeah, see how that goes. So yeah, thank you all for those that stopped by and came to chat about Rings of Power. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.